Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your September 2022 new moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this Libra new moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, I love it. Just pops right out. It's the Magician. And that's a very interesting card to be mindful of because it is such a positive card. And what we're being told here when the Magician comes forward as an energy to be mindful of is we have to be mindful of embracing our own magic, of embracing our own power and distinction. There's going to be a part of us that really wants to hide away, that doesn't believe we have the right or the purpose to shine the way that we are, or the way that we can, or the way that we were born to. That's more it, the way that we were born to. So just be very, very aware of this. There's almost a sense of I can't because it's either not the way somebody else wants me to shine, or it's not how I expected it to go, and so it has to be just according to this plan. There can also be a sense here of really admiring somebody else's talents, somebody else's blessings, and wanting to be just like that. And what Spirit is saying here is let yourself uniquely be yourself, Capricorn. We can tend to be a little bit too structured, a little bit too, this is the way to success, and so it has to be just like this. And what Spirit is saying here is kind of like let down your hair. Let yourself just, under this new moon, if you can go outside and dance just a little bit, or, laugh just a little bit, or just have fun, however it is that you have fun, and embrace your joy, do so. Do so, Capricorn, because you're going to see that there's a weight lifted off your shoulders, and there's a spark to you that gets to shine. There's a way to you where you're like, oh, I didn't realize that, or oh, wow, this part of me really wants to come out and celebrate life, and I haven't experienced this joy since I was little, or since I was a teenager type of deal, or even in our early 20s. It's like, now I get to experience this joy. I get to be unapologetically me in a way that before I was trying to hide it, or I was trying to be what I thought success was, or what I thought, prosperity was. And now I am my success and my prosperity, and I am letting myself shine. And it doesn't mean that it has to be the fancy house or the fancy car or the accolades from anybody else. It's the accolades we have for ourselves that we're going to let shine, or that we need to let shine during this time. Okay, so let's see, Capricorn, what the cards are going to tell us. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels Okay, so why I laugh is because it's really emulating or echoing the energy of the Magician, to be mindful of the Magician. We also have to be mindful of somebody who puts on airs, somebody who we think, oh my gosh, that's what success is. And they're just they're just a kind of sideshow magician. They don't have the true talent. So just be very mindful of this, that we can be kind of taken in by somebody because they're showing us what we want to see. All right. We're worrying during this time that we are not growing, that we are not succeeding, that we are not what we ought to be. That there's a sense of time wasted. There's a sense of a path not followed. There's a sense of I don't get to be me, or what I am nurturing isn't going to be seen by this world type of deal. And there's a sense, and why this is coming up is because we're listening to everybody else. This is going to be a time of finding it hard to kind of quiet the words of others. What we're going to be seeing is that the new moon, and this new moon in Libra, so a new moon in Libra, and we're in the sun time of Libra too, right? It's all about balance. It's all about putting things into balance and being fair with ourselves and being fair with what we're expecting and what we're seeing and how we're moving forward. This is an incubation time, all right? We have the pregnant woman with the world, the empress, right? The world of possibilities coming forward for us, the wings made of water here. So the earth and its possibilities and all that it holds for us and all that it can possibly be. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the person sending the healing energy to the little tiny plant, and then the complex root, underneath that he can't see. But he has to have faith that that's what he's growing, that that's how he's accomplishing, or that's what he's accomplishing. And yet, because we're not seeing it as quickly as we want to, we aren't going to have that faith in it. We aren't going to look at things and say, this is what I'm nurturing. We're going to say, oh, I'm not doing this correctly, or everybody else is more successful than me, more powerful than me. So be very aware of this during this time, that it's complex, and that we really are working towards bigger goals than what we are seeing at the surface. And we have to be kinder to ourselves because things take time. Now, the Nine of Swords and being crowned by the Nine of Swords can be very stressful because the Nine of Swords can steal away our joy. It's being up worrying at night. We can not be having really good sleeps. We can be feeling overwhelmed and chaotic and not trusting ourselves. If we can track our stress rate while we sleep, there we go, we might find that it's very high because we're not releasing, we're not letting ourselves rest because we're too worried. So just be very mindful of this during this time, that there's an intensity to it. There's a complexity to us. There's a sense of, am I doing the right thing? And we're constantly worried about that. We can also be constantly worried, am I shining the right way? Am I moving forward the right way? Do I know what it is that I'm achieving and how I'm succeeding? Or is this a farce? Am I correct in who I am? Or am I, it's almost like, am I a mistake? And Spirit is saying, you're not. There's a lot of worry that's going on here. We can be worried for loved ones. We can be worried for ourselves. We can be worried for everyone and everything in between. We need to calm that worry. We need to realize that we are not in control of everything or at sometimes anything. And we need to see that we are embracing the moments that we have. We are embracing the life that we have. Whether it be the one that we had imagined we would have, that's a different story. And we have to be kinder to ourselves because we're going to really heap on the blame, heap on the hurt and the pain and carry that with us. And that's because there's people in our lives who are going to be more than willing to attack, more than willing to put that blame on us and to say, you haven't done a good job. Or even if it's just one voice that's reminding us of all our mistakes and every way that we've gone wrong, that's not cool and that's not fair. Let he who is without, sin throw the first stone type of deal. If they have lived a blameless life, then maybe they can criticize. But if they have lived such a good life, then they would not criticize. They would help and they would mend and they would care and they would nurture. With the Nine of Wands, know that you have been through battles. You have been through a lot. You've come out wounded, yes, but strong, with perseverance and determination and focus and insight. There's a sense here of everything that you have been through has shaped you. And yet we're going to think, wow, I shouldn't have been through that. Things should have been better or calmer or nicer or, however. And life is messy. Life is messy and out of our control at times. Don't put so much on your shoulders. It's not necessary. We have been nurturing so much. We have been building so much. It's like an oak. An oak grows slowly. We see an oak grow slowly because what happens first is before that oak grows tall, it sets out a complex root system. And that's it. We're setting down our roots. We're seeing what's truly important to us. We're seeing the complexity of it and the intricacy of it, and we're growing that. We're growing the root system. We're growing what people can't see. And sometimes, and especially during this time, we're not seeing that. We're missing the bigger picture. We want to see things right in our face right now. And Spirit is saying, no, it's more complex than this. It's more intricate than this. You're growing something beautiful. It needs to take time. And we might be upset. We might think, how long does this take? How old do I need to be? Type of thing. But Spirit is saying, be gentle and be kind as you move forward. The prosperity is coming. The wealth is coming. The bounty is coming. It might not be the mega millions that we wanted, the jackpot that we thought, but there's comfortable serenity here. And that is enough. Comfortable serenity is a beautiful thing. We're moving forward towards what we want, but we have to be kind and careful and compassionate. And careful because our words and our actions, they mean a lot, especially during this time. We're growing something bigger, something more. We're embracing love. We're embracing joy. We're seeing what we need. We're seeing who we are, what we desire. And that's changing the game for a lot of us. Be careful with your words. Be careful with the way that you're treating yourself. Embrace what you love. Embrace who you are. Walk gently. Walk kindly. Know that you matter. Because you're bringing something forward. You're working towards something. There's some sort of complexity here. When the Empress comes up, the Empress isn't just, a pregnant woman, pregnant with possibilities, pregnant with a child, pregnant with whatever. It is what we are nurturing inside of us. Whether that be a human being, whether that be an invention, whether that be love, whether that be compassion, whether that be an idea. It's what we're nurturing in us. It's what we're growing within us. It's our healing energy that's around us. It's our love. It's our insight. And the Empress is saying to us, it impacts the whole entire earth. Our actions, it spreads out. It echoes through our world. Let us echo kindly and gently. This is a time where we look at what we're growing. We look at what we want. It's kind of like nurturing a garden. We're looking at what seeds we are planting. We're looking at what to plant before the winter comes, or if we're in the southern hemisphere, what to plant, now that it's spring. We're looking at what helps each other, kind of like the three sisters sort of thing. We're looking at the soil. We're looking at, what foods do we like? We're looking at everything. And we're saying, okay, now is the time. It's kind of like planting garlic. Who would think to plant garlic right before the winter comes? Who would think that pumpkins would come and apples would ripen in the fall? We're looking at what is here now in our world. And we're looking at our world and the seasons and how we are connecting with them. We're taking in a lot of the words of other people, a lot of the ideas of other people. Stop. Stand tall in knowing your power, your truth, your desire, and walk firmly within that. Let us see what the moon has to say for herself during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. I love that. So with the 9 of swords, we have the new moon in Libra, and that's where we are right now. And it says a new romantic cycle is coming. A new way to fall in love with our lives. It can be falling in love with a person. It can be falling in love with our existence. A new romantic cycle is coming. Let that love come in. Let that beauty shine within us. Let it guide us forward. Let it entrance us just a bit. This moon has a greater impact on us. And because it's all about putting things into balance. And we are in a Mercury retrograde, right? Libra is represented by the swords. So the swords connect with Mercury retrograde because it's all about the voice. It's all about words. It's all about communication. And we, as earth signs, we want everything to be nice and neat and orderly, a place for everything and everything in its place. And this is a time where it can be a little bit messy, where we're worried, are people understanding us correctly? Did we say the right things? Did we do the right things? We're over analyzing. We could be in a very stressful situation and kind of picking apart everything that we've done and making sure it was just right, or somebody else is picking apart everything that we've done, and we've tried to make sure it was just so, just right. Here, a new cycle has started. However that cycle has opened up for us, whether it be a new role that we're taking on, a new promotion that we've had, a new life, a new child coming into our existence, moving house, new ideas that we have, even just cleaning out house and making things a little bit more settled for ourselves. A new cycle has started, and it's a cycle that we're going to be falling in love with. So let's see what else the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. And I love it that the new moon in Libra has only shown up so far for you, Capricorn. So that's really quite exciting. It's very powerful. This moon is going to be very, very powerful for you. So we have patience. Patience. Be patient. Be patient with what's growing. The moon is so connected with where you are, with what you're discovering and what's becoming of you. Be patient with how things are growing, with how you are nurturing them. You're not going to see the results right away, and that's okay. It's like an oak. It's not meant to be seen right now. It's that complex root system. It's that bounty that will pay off. Be patient. Focus. Focus on what you want to grow. Focus on what you want to nurture. Focus also on the expansion of your own intuition. You're going to find that you know a lot more than you give yourself credit for. And you don't know exactly why. It's kind of like, yeah, you can do all the research, have all, the briefs and all the knowledge come to you. But in the end, you're still going to run off of instinct. You're going to run off of intuitively, this is what feels right. And it might almost feel like you just threw all the preparation out with the bathwater. So just be aware of that you're kind of going, it's a little bit funny because people are going to be a little bit frustrated with you, Capricorn, because you're going to research and have everything all laid out, or they're going to research and have everything all laid out. And then you're kind of going to have things go in a completely different direction. It's kind of like, well, now we're going to do this, or now we're going to go here. Follow those instincts. See where they lead you. Let yourself be a little bit spontaneous, a little bit maybe even chaotic during this time. It moves us to the unexpected. It's unexpected that we stand tall, but it's also going to be unexpected the harshness that comes from other people. The criticism. It's like, excuse you, what are you doing? Here, this moon has us standing tall amidst the unexpected. And it has us knowing our voice, even when, others are trying to change our mind or make it feel like we did something wrong, because we haven't. Our subconscious Luna message is adjustments are required because there is fear that we're facing. Adjustments are required because we're facing fear. We're facing things that had crippled us before or held us back or made us doubt that we could possibly move forward. And now we're making those adjustments. We're finding our voice. We're seeing where we need to stand or how we need to stand for ourselves or what it is exactly that we desire. And those adjustments are going to open up new opportunities for us, new desires, a new sense of, oh, this is where I get to be, isn't it? And it moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, which is another really interesting one. Because it's the Ace of Wands. This is passion and creativity. This is a blessing. This is a blessing of our career and the way that we want to move forward. We can be throwing ourselves into our work just with absolute, determination and almost absolute abandon to what anybody else is thinking. It's like, this is what I need to do. This is a job that needs to get done. And we can be forgetting about everything else, even our own health. So make sure that we take it slow. Make sure that we are looking at things from all angles. Make sure that we're not being engulfed by our work and other people's expectations. There's a blessing that's coming to us from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. To accept that blessing, to move forward in that beauty is going to be so important. But it's also going to be something that we find challenging. Our subconscious tarot message is the Hermit, the Virgo energy in the major arcana. Now, this Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So it can be that we're having a little bit of a hard time with communicating with somebody, right? They can be pulling away, and it could be that they were always close to us before. So just be mindful about this. But also with this hermit energy coming forward, we need to be mindful that we need to take time for ourselves, that we need to pull away, that we need to embrace what we love, things that are calming and soothing and beautiful for us. We need to take time for that. Things that just bring us absolute joy, we really do need to take time for that. Because if we don't, we can be absolutely lost in our work, absolutely lost in everybody else's demands of us and what everybody else wants and needs, and how we think that things aren't moving forward as quickly as they should be. So just be aware. Just be aware that we need to take a time out. We need to take that break to embrace our hearts and our passions and our loves and our families and our pets and everything that makes us smile and joyous. All right. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, beauty, and complexity of this new moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn, and may you have a blessed moon.